they're still running. So it's like more than a year and they're still happy and running. So these are very affordable. And third, reusable. So if you are making something and you've made it wrong, you can just open it, unwind it, and do it again. Okay, so that's the reason I always suggest acrylic woolen yarns. It would be a perfect for the beginners. Okay, now coming to the crochet hooks. Again, there are many kinds available in the market. So I do have few with me. The purpose of all are going to be same. Okay, nothing is going to make a different stitch, only fancy looking items. So the first ones are the aluminum ones. Okay, little heavy in weight, they give you good grip. These are steel ones. Okay, these are for the smaller yarns, the thinner yarns, small yarns. And I do have a silicone grip as well. These are little light weighted. So anything is going to make be same, no difference in it. Again, I would suggest a size 4.0 mm hook. Can you see the size? It's a size 4. It's quite shiny. Yes, you all can see, right? 4.0 mm. Now, again, why I suggest this size. So this is my size 2 hook. Okay, the red one is size 2 and the green one is size 4. Can you see the hook size? Again, if you take a smaller hook size, it may be difficult for you. Your stitch may not come correctly and you may face the same problem. Okay, ma'am, stitches are not coming, so I'll not do. Okay, so size 4 hook, acrylic woolen yarns, and a pair of scissors. So there is another crochet hook sets which are available right now. They're very trending and I can see everyone having them. So when I bought it, it's a nice set. If you are planning to make more crochet items in the future, so this would be a perfect investment because they are going to be useful for you. So you don't have to keep purchasing. And the best thing is they don't get lost because they're in one box. And believe me, they do get lost so easily. Literally, you'll have to spend hours searching them. So, okay, now good till here. No doubts right here. Let's begin to the session. Okay. So I'll first take my yellow yarn. Okay, I'm taking my yellow. I'll keep the green. I'll show you later on how we can change colors and different stitches. But for right now, we are sticking to yellow. And the first stitch which we will begin is known as a slip knot. Okay, so now everything I'll be sharing with you or repeating 2 or 3 times. So don't worry if you've not got it at the first time. Focus on the video. Okay, don't worry, I'll be repeating it again and again, and if again after that also you don't get it, you can put it up in the chat box. Okay, so now first thing is your slip knot, and to make a slip knot I'm just making a loop. Can you see? A simple loop. Okay, and that's the short yarn. Okay, the longer yarn. The longer yarn is the yarn connected to the wool. So I'm taking this longer yarn and making another twist here. Can you see? I've formed a bow kind of a thing here. Now take this yarn and then put this above the first loop. Okay, very important. Put it above the first loop. Now pull this long yarn, pull and tighten your knot. Can you see how my knot has tightened? Now once your knot is tight, pull this knot and pull the short yarn. Okay, if you've not got it, don't worry, I'll repeat it again. Okay, wait. So this is your slip knot. Now the reason why we need this knot flexible is because this is your whole main loop. So all the project, whatever work you're making will work on this loop. So if this loop is big, your stitches will also be big, your work will also become big. And if this is small, your work will also be small, your stitches will also become small. So it's very important that you maintain the perfect loop size. This is literally the hero of your whole project. Okay, let's do it once more. So I'm just making a loop. Okay, can you see? Just made a loop. I'm not doing anything. Just making a loop. Okay, now grab the short yarn, make a twist and put it above the first loop. Now pull your long yarn, pull nice. Now Video stuck?
Yes, ma'am. For a few seconds, your video was stuck.
How about now?
Now it's fine.
Working right? Every Kartika, I hope it's working. Yes. Okay, great. Let me move my hand and show you. So it's working. Okay, great. Now I'm going to insert my hook into the loop. Okay. So now this should be easily movable. So this is your perfect size. Okay, it should not be big like this. Can you see? And it should not be very tight also. So just loose enough that it is movable, because we need our works to be flexible. It's very tight. You will not be able to make your next stitches, which will be very difficult for you to continue. Okay. Now we will begin with the chain stitch. I hope there is no confusion till here. Crochet hook size is a size 4.0 mm hook. Yeah. Now, okay, so now to hold your crochet hook, you usually grab it like you're grabbing your pen. Okay, so you grab it like this, like you're holding your pen, but instead of holding it at the tip, we will grab it here. So there's a thumb impression here. Just rest your thumb here and your two fingers here. Okay, just like holding your pen. And now push the loop. I'm just holding it with my thumb, middle finger. Can you see? Okay, so I do have a way of which I hold my yarn, which I find is helpful. If you want, you all can hold it in the same way, or if not, you can do your same way, no issues. So just wrap your yarn around all your four fingers. Get your left hand in front of you. Wrap around all your four fingers. Now go behind the pinky finger. Now come up and hold this slip knot with your left hand, thumb, and middle finger. Okay. Once more. Get your left hand in front of you, wrap your yarn, go behind your pinky finger. Now come up and hold this yarn with your thumb and middle finger. Okay. Let's begin with the first stitch, known as your chain stitch. Chain stitch is also known as a foundation chain, because this will be the foundation of any of your crochet items. It can be 1 chain, 10 chain, 100 chain, depends on what crochet item you're making. Okay, and to make a chain, all you have to do is just wrap your yarn, and you have 2 loops on your hook. This is your loop 1, this is your loop 2. Pull the loop 2 out of the first loop, and you must have formed a very small chain. Okay, literally a small chain. That's the reason it's known as your chain stitch. So that's the first chain. Let's repeat the process. Wrap your yarn, 2 loops. Second loop, pull out of your first loop. That's chain 2. Yarn over, pull through, that's chain 3. Yarn over, pull through, that's chain 4. Wrap your yarn and pull. Okay, make it in one swift way, because if you keep fumbling, what will happen is your strands come out which you don't want. So just wrap your yarn and pull. Okay, so we've made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll make 4 more. So we'll work with 10 chains today. So wrap your yarn and pull. That's 7. Wrap your yarn and pull. 8. Wrap your yarn and pull. 9. Wrap your yarn and pull. 10. Okay. So we've made 10 single crochets. I'm sorry, 10 chains. Okay, these are known as CH, also mentioned as CH, chain stitch. Okay, now let's go to the next stitch. Any confusion still here? Everyone's clear till with the chain stitch, right? Okay, great. So let's begin. Let's go to the next stitch. This is known as a single crochet. Just give me 1 sec.
And how many of you are doing it along with ma'am? Because almost all the videos are off, so we don't know if you're doing it along with her. You can type a me in the chat box also.
Sorry. It's actually shaking, which was not. Okay, now I think it's perfect. Yes. Okay. So we've made 10 chains here. Now we are going to begin a single crochet. A single crochet is also known as an SC. S for single, C for crochet. And to make a single crochet, remember, whenever you make your first single crochet, whenever you begin a new row, you will always begin with one chain extra. Okay, always one chain extra. And this extra chain is known as a standing chain or a turning chain. And this chain will always be skipped. Okay, your standing chain or your turning chain should always be skipped. Never work on that. Okay, so skip the first chain, go to your second chain. So this is my second chain here. I'm going to insert my hook. Okay, can you see? Yeah. Hello? Girls, you hear me, right? I don't know
Yes,
what's
ma'am.
happening. Yes. So I have two loops on my hook. Wrap my yarn and pull. There are two loops. Yarn over, pull through both my loops. Now, let's repeat the process. So don't worry if you're not getting your single crochet. We'll be doing 10 more, 9 more, because this is one. So we'll be doing 9 more. So same thing again. Insert your hook into the next stitch. Wrap your yarn and pull. You'll have two loops. Yarn over, pull through both your loops. So this is a very kind of a small stitch. Can you see such a small stitch it's formed? So same thing again. Insert your hook, wrap your yarn, two loops, yarn over, pull through both your loops. So that's 1, 2, 3. Insert your hook, wrap your yarn and pull two loops, pull through both your loops. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Same thing, yarn over and pull two loops, pull through both the loops. Insert, yarn over two loops, pull through both the loops. Insert, yarn over two loops, pull through both loops. Insert, yarn over two loops, pull through both loops. And that's my last stitch. So same thing I'm going to repeat. Insert, yarn over two loops, pull through both my loops. Okay, so as you can see, we finished 10 single crochets. Now it's very important that your stitches come in a same size. Where you see how same they've come in a uniform size, no big, no small, no gaps, hole. That's your perfect single crochet. Our aim is to achieve this, because only then when you make any patterns or projects or designs, they're going to come out correctly. Because if you have them in if they're unsized, big or small, gaps and holes in between, your desired product will not be the same. Okay, so now we finished the first row of single crochet. Now we're going to the second row. So remember again, whenever you begin your new row, now we are going to row 2. So we'll have to make again one standing chain. Okay, one standing chain. And now I will turn my work over, because I'm at the end of the row. So I'm just turning the work over. Can you see? The hook is in the loop. I'm not removing it. I'm just turning my work over. Now, can you see this small gaps in between each stitch? Yes, can you see? Great. So we'll be working there right now. So that's your first stitch. Not working on the first stitch, but insert your hook into the first stitch. Grab your yarn and pull two loops. Yarn over, pull through two loops. Again, same thing. Insert, wrap your yarn, two loops, pull through both your loops. Okay, that's my second row of single crochet. And as I told you, this is a very small stitch, but a very handy stitch, most commonly used stitch also. Okay, so just insert, wrap your yarn, two loops, pull through both. Insert yarn over 2 loops, pull through both the loops. Insert, wrap your yarn, 2 loops, pull through both the loops. Insert, yarn over 2 loops, pull through both the loops. And that's my last stitch here. So the same thing I'm going to do is insert, yarn over 2 loops, pull through both the loops. Okay, any questions still here? So these are our 2 rows of single crochet. Yes. So now let's go to the next row, and let me just hide. Okay. Yes. So let me just grab a new yarn, and I'll show you how you can do a color change, and you'll also be able to see the difference between your stitches as well. Okay. So now I'm just grabbing my new yarn. It's the easiest way to do a color change. Okay. So grab your new yarn, wrap it around your hand. Okay. Now here is our working yarn, that is yellow. The one which is on the hook is your working yarn. Take your new yarn and then just keep this directly behind the working yarn. Can you see? I've just kept this right behind the yellow yarn, the green yarn. Take your new yarn and then just keep this behind your working yarn. That's it. Okay. Now grab your yarn, new yarn, wrap it around. And now you have 2 loops. You have yellow as well as green. So pull the green yarn out of the yellow. And that's your color change. So you've changed your color as well as made a chain. Okay. Let's do it again. Yellow is your working yarn, green is your new yarn. Just keep them behind. Wrap my yarn. I have 2 loops on my hook, yellow as well as green. Pull the green yarn out of the yellow. So I made a color change as well as my 1 chain. Okay, so I made 1 chain. I'll make 2 and I'll make 3. So I made a total of 3 chains now. Why? Because I am doing a double crochet. To make a double crochet, always make 3 chains. Okay. Always 3 standing chains for a double crochet. Double crochet will also be mentioned as DC. D for double, C for crochet. Okay. And now again, same thing, turning my work over. So see, the hook is in the loop only. Just turn your work over. And that's the 3 chains, not working on the 3 chains. Same thing, we'll be working on the stitches here. Okay. So grab your yarn. Okay. Now for making a double crochet, first step, 3 chains. Second step, wrap your yarn over. Always wrap your yarn over. Go to the next stitch. Okay. Yarn over and pull. Should have 3 loops on your hook. Whenever you're making a double crochet, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay. Don't worry if you've not got it, we'll be doing it 9 more times. Again, wrap your yarn over, go to the next stitch, grab your yarn and pull. You should have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2. This is a little bigger stitch, and these are your commonly used crochet stitches. Okay, because believe me, more than half of your crochet items will contain double crochet or a single crochet. Okay, so the very most commonly questions which I get from my students is, ma'am, when we are getting our loops out, sometimes 1 loop comes out, or sometimes 2 loops come out, or sometimes loops don't come out at all. So what should we
Okay, so I think ma'am's video is stuck, or is it just for me?
What I usually do is, so here I'm wrapping my yarn over, inserting and pull. See, now I have 3 loops, right? What I will do is I want these first 2 loops to come out. So I'm holding that with the help of my thumb and middle finger, wrap my yarn and pull through both loops. Now I want these 2 loops to come. So I will wrap my yarn and pull through these 2 loops. Okay. Samira, the students who are practicing crochet for the beginners, I always suggest acrylic woolen yarns. These are acrylic woolen yarns which we are using right now, and the hook size would be a size 4.0 mm for beginners. Okay. Again, I'll show you. So wrapping my yarn over, inserting into the stitch and pull 3 loops. Okay. Hold the first 2 loops, grab your yarn and pull through 2 loops. Now I want these 2 loops to come out, grab your yarn and pull through 2 loops. So with the help of your fingers, you can actually get the number of loops which you want to come out. Okay. Okay, now I have a quick question for every one of you, and I want you all to quickly open your chat box. Yeah, surely I'll do that. Okay. So where was I? Yes, I want all of you to quickly open your chat box and quickly answer my question. Okay, so the question is, now, as you can see, I have finished my row of double crochet, right? So now I'm going to begin my new row of double crochet. So how many standing chains or a turning chain should I take to begin my row? I want you all to quickly answer in the chat box. Okay, I can see Kartika answering, Samira, Sutapa, Ghosh. Okay, what about others? Quickly, I need answers from every one of you. Okay, I can see Rehana answering. Okay, Aishwarya is also answering. Okay, that's great to see that we are going to take 3 chains. Not Charulata and Samira. 10 chains we took at the beginning of the row here. Now we are going to take only 3 chains. Okay, 3 standing chains or a turning chains. So now what will happen if you don't take that? I'll just show you. Okay, because that's a very common question when I receive from my students is, ma'am, our ends are not stable. They are always bent or curved. So what happens is, if you're not taking a turning chain or a standing chain, you turn your work, you make your stitch. So first of all, it's difficult to make your stitch. And even though you make your stitch, what will happen is, can you see the size difference? So obviously your corners are not going to stand, they're not going to be straight, and whatever item you're making is going to be wrong. Okay, so very important is to get your standing chains and turning chains correctly, which I hope you've understood because you've all answered it correct. That is your 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Turn your work over, wrap your yarn. Remember always to wrap your yarn and insert your hook into the stitch. And we made a first double crochet. So we'll just continue this row quickly and complete our double crochet row. Okay, now one more question which I always get is, now ma'am, you've taught us 2 stitches. You've taught us single crochet, you've taught us double crochet. Now I want to make a purse or a bag or a handbag. So which stitch should I use to make this item? So let me clear that doubt for every one of you. Is that crochet has nothing particular science or rule ki you'll have to make your crochet item with this stitch only or that stitch only. No, you can either use a single crochet or a double crochet, or you can use both the stitches to make your crochet items. They are going to turn out the same. The only difference will be the number of rows. So as you can see, single crochet is a small stitch. So if you make 1 row of double crochet, you will have to make 2 rows of single crochet. Okay. So that would only be the difference. You all can use both the stitches, or you can use any one of the stitches to make your crochet items. And as you can see, we are almost done with this row. Okay, now I'll show you how you all can finish this and how you all can tuck up your stitches cleanly. Just give me 1 second, I don't know what's happening. Okay. Grab your yarn, pull through 2 and 2. Almost done. We have 2 more stitches left. So let's quickly finish that. Yes. And okay, now and a very important thing is to always count your stitches so that we don't add an extra stitch or we don't decrease a stitch. Okay. Now to finish this, what you will do is pull this loop, take out your crochet needle, and you can go right ahead and cut this yarn. Leave a little bit of a yarn and cut so that it's easier for us to tuck it in. Okay. So now I'm just going to keep these yarns. Okay. I'm going to keep this yarn over. The first thing what I will do is this loop. Okay. Take the end strand, put it into the loop and close. Very slowly close the knot, and once this knot is tight, it's not going to open. It's very difficult to unravel it. So the first technique which we use to finish our crochet items is a trapezy needle. Let me just grab my trapezy needle. Okay. Okay, sure, Samira, just give me some time. I'll tell you all the details. Okay. So this is a trapezy needle. This is known as a darning needle, woolen needle, embroidery needle. Any needle where your thread or the woolen is going in, you can grab that. So I'm just taking my woolen and putting it to the needle. Okay. So now here we need to find which is our front part and back part. So this is my front part. Here all my stitches will be flat and together, but in my back part, can you see? My stitches are up, up, up. So that's my back part. Okay. So now in the back part also, just go through the back loops of the stitches like you're making your hemming, because we don't want to mess the stitch from the front. So see, I'm just taking up the back loops. From the front, it's not visible because we've not come to the front. I've just taken the back stitches. And now very slowly pull this needle, pull, 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 keep the needle down. Okay. And then just make sure that the knot thread has come in somewhere in between. And now just make your simple knot. I usually always make 2 knots because I just want them to be secure and not open up in the future, because once they open, it's very difficult to close them again. Okay. Now go right ahead, cut this yarn, and then just press this knot with your thumb and middle finger so that it goes and joins with your work. So that's your first technique. Your second technique is actually my favorite technique because I'm very lazy to take the trapezy needle out whenever I want to finish. So what I do is I just turn my work over for this. And remember never to work on the last loop because the last loop has no grip. So if you insert your hook, something like this will happen. So to avoid that, don't work on the last loop, but your second last loop is perfect for that. So just insert your hook. Same thing, back loops, not on the front loop. See, only on the back loops. Grab this yarn, make a chain and pull this yarn out. That's it. And then you can go ahead and cut your yarn again and then just press this with the help of your thumb and middle finger. And your last technique is not the perfect way to finish, but also a way. So I'll just show it to you, is to just make a knot. Okay, so if your knot thread is somewhere in between, then you can use this technique to just make a knot. But as this is in the corner, it's not suggested because here your knot will be visible. Okay. So the best technique is to just insert your crochet needle into the work, grab the yarn and make your knot. Make a chain and pull the yarn out. That's it. Best way to finish and the safest way. So quickly, let's do a recap of all the things which we learned in the session. So first we learned the slip knot, then we made the chain stitch, the single crochet and the double crochet. So I'm sure most of you are most of you have joined this today's session to learn more beautiful crochet items and designs and patterns, right? So no worries, because 1 hour is not enough time to teach you all the beautiful designs, the tips and the tricks which require. So that's the reason, with the help of BitClass, we have come up with the masterclass. So this masterclass has been designed in such a way that once you take up the session, you'll be able to make all kinds of crochet items, be it small, big, or trending. Okay. And the second thing, this masterclass has been designed in such a way that, one, if you are looking this as a perspective for passion or business, it's going to be profitable for both. So one, these are less time consuming. Two, they are very easy to make. And three, they are very profitable as well. Okay, so I'll be teaching you the tips and the tricks and different variations, and how different you can make, in how different types you all can make, how you all can customize this. So all those tips and tricks will all be shared in the masterclass. And before I hand you over to Yogita, so she'll be telling you the details of the masterclass, I want to again inform you that as you have joined in today's session, we'll have a surprise